Have you ever thought about the tiny things that are becoming more and more common in our environment? Microplastics are tiny pieces of plastic that are less than 5 millimeters long. Today, we're going to learn more about them. These tiny pests can be found in the deepest seas and in the soil in our gardens. But why do we need to worry? Microplastics affect our drinking water, food chain, and homes. They are very dangerous to sea life and might even be harmful for people's health. Let's start by finding out what microplastics really are. Microplastics are pieces of plastic that are less than 5 millimeters long. They pollute natural environments and come from things like cosmetics, clothing, food packaging, and manufacturing processes. Primary microplastics are already 5 millimeters in size, while secondary microplastics are made when bigger items break down. Microplastics stay in aquatic and marine areas for a long time, polluting the water. Scientists are still trying to figure out their life cycle and how they move through the world. Microplastics are common now, even though the term wasn't used until 2004. They're in the world's seas in numbers ranging from 15 trillion to 51 trillion. This type of microplastic is made on purpose and is used in face washes, makeup, and air blasting. Medium-sized plastic bits that break down into smaller ones are called secondary microplastics. They usually have a lot of heavy metals in them. You can also get microplastics when you clean synthetic clothes, when tires wear down and tiny pieces of plastic fall out, and when accidents and spills send plastic bits into ecosystems. Nanoplastics are tiny pieces of plastic that are less than 1 micrometer in size. These tiny particles can infiltrate cells, posing a threat to both human health and the environment. It's also possible for them to soak up harmful chemicals like antibiotics, which let nanoplastics and germs that are not killed by drugs spread through the soil. Textiles, tires, and city dust are the main sources of microplastic waste. They make up more than 80% of all microplastics in the environment. Up to 30% of the trash in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch comes from these places, and they are a bigger source of plastic pollution in the oceans in rich countries. Microplastics get into the environment mainly through car and truck tires. In Denmark, these tires are thought to release between 5,500 and 14,000 tons of microplastics every year. It's also possible for synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, acrylics, and spandex to come off of clothes and stay in the surroundings. Polyester, which is the main fiber used in the textile business, adds a lot to microplastics that stay in land, air, and water ecosystems. Microplastics are often found in personal care products. In the cosmetics business, microbeads or microexfoliates are taking their place. These small beads get into rivers and seas because wastewater treatment plants don't catch them all. Even though microplastics are illegal, more than 500 of them are used in a lot of beauty and personal care goods. Even if the microbeads are taken out, harmful goods are still sold with plastics. For example, acrylate copolymers can be harmful to animals and waterways. The U.S. Microbead-Free Waters Act of 2015 is no longer in effect, but many businesses have switched to using rinse-off metallized plastic glitter that is FDA approved. Microplastic waste is also caused by the fishing industry and manufacturing, plastics and the chemicals that are used to make them build up in the food chain. More research is needed to find out which businesses and industries are causing microplastic waste. Marine pollution is a big problem. In the early 1990s, ships added about 6.5 million tons of plastic to the ocean. Microplastics and nanoparticles can get into food and drinks from plastic containers. Microplastics are also found in bottled water. Nanoplastics get into water when baby bottles and other single-use plastic items are used. Microplastics are released by wastewater treatment plants, which clean up sewage from homes. But the seas can't be completely cleaned of this pollutant with the technology we have now. Some countries use sewage sludge as fertilizer for the land. This exposes the plastics in the sludge to weather, sunlight, and other biological factors, which break them down and release microplastics into storm drains and bodies of water. People may be at risk for health problems from microplastics, which can have bad effects like lung disease and inflammation. They might be able to carry genes and bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics. The European Union did a study in 2019 that showed more research needs to be done on bioaccumulation and toxic modes. Microplastics are now found everywhere in the environment, but there isn't yet proof that they pose a wide range of environmental risks. The study of microplastic pollution is growing very quickly, and most of it is being done in marine and estuarine environments. This may change how we understand the problem. Microplastics are less than 5 millimeters across and can't usually be seen with the human eye. They have been found in swamps, streams, ponds, lakes, rivers, and other freshwater systems in different parts of the world. Microplastics can get stuck in animals' tissues by being eaten or breathed in, and they are often mistaken for food. Microplastics have been found in the guts of coral, fish, and bottom sea cucumbers, among other marine life. These bits can stay in an animal's body for up to 14 days. When predators eat them, they become part of the bodies of higher trophic feeders. Small animals may eat less because they think they are full, which can lead to hunger. Bottom eaters like bivalves also eat microplastics, which are bad for their immune systems and brains. In the lab, it was shown that scleractinian corals can eat microplastics. Microplastics can also stick to the outside of corals, which could lead to stress and bleaching. Because microplastics absorb more harmful metals, they can prevent land plants from growing. Zooplankton eat microplastic beads and leak polluted waste into the water, which sticks to their bodies and arms. Dimethyl sulfide smells come from plastics like HDPE, LDPE, and PP. You can find them in plastic bags, food storage cases, and bottle caps. Pathogens and genes that are immune to antibiotics can be spread by microplastic biofilms. These biofilms can also pick up persistent organic pollutants and new contaminants. To make biodegradable materials, renewable natural polymers are being researched and created. Microplastics are found in many places and are becoming a bigger problem because they are used in so many different areas. Microfibers can be found in indoor air and street dust, while microplastics are carried to faraway places by the wind. Microplastics pose a significant threat to ocean life, particularly filter eaters, as they are easily consumed and can lead to illness. They can also be found in the ocean, on sandy beaches, in surface waves, in water columns, and in deep sea sediment. The amount of microplastics in the environment is mostly affected by population density and distance from cities. Microplastics have been found in Antarctic soil, salt, fish, and sea ice. Microplastics are eaten by fish and crustaceans, and then people eat them as the last link in the food chain. Nobody truly knows the exact amount of microplastics that enter our bodies. To deal with microplastic pollution, researchers have come up with a number of ideas such as recycling energy, biodegradation, filtering, collection devices, teaching, and campaigns to raise awareness. For energy recovery, plastics are burned, and for biodegradation, microbes break down synthetic polymers. Wastewater treatment plants get rid of microplastics efficiently through filtering, but sludge from these plants can get into streams through runoff. Collection systems like the Wilson system from the ocean cleanup can get rid of 31% of microplastics near the coast. Campaigns that teach people how to recycle can cut down on littering and start a loop of using and reusing plastic. When it started in 2018, the Clean Oceans Initiative gave up to 2 billion euros in loans, grants, and professional help to projects that aim to clean up waterways. Nearly 3.2 billion euros has been raised through the project, which is more than 80% of its 4 billion euros goal. For the Asia-Pacific region's blue economy and clean and sustainable ocean, the Clean and Sustainable Ocean Partnership encourages groups to work together on projects. Microplastics are hazardous for the earth, and many countries want them to be banned or taken out of circulation. The Beat the Microbead movement wants to get plastic out of personal care products. The Global Microplastics Initiative, on the other hand, takes water samples to learn more about how microplastics move around. In 2018, China stopped letting trash into the country. This made other countries rethink how they recycle. The US has laws that make it illegal to use rinse-off cosmetics, and Japan has laws that limit the amount of microplastic that is made in the personal care business. The European Commission has also looked at scientific data about microplastic pollution and come up with ways to stop tires and textiles from releasing secondary microplastics. The UK's Environmental Protection Regulations 2017 say that rinse-off personal care items with microbeads can't be made. If people are found to be in violation, they will face penalties. Plastic bags and packages made of expanded polystyrene have also been banned in Haiti. In fact, more than a third of the Caribbean countries have banned these items. You have reached the end of the video. What do you think? Don't forget to let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos. See you in the next video.